MBA Show, and today is a Q&A weekend episode where we answer your question right here on the show. If you have a question, just email us at contact@100mba.net, or you can tweet at me on Twitter @BizRepublic, B-I-Z Republic. As always, I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And today's question comes from Chris. Chris asks, what are the benefits and drawbacks of selling software? Great question, Chris. Lots of benefits and drawbacks to talk about. I can't wait to answer your question in today's episode, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign is an all-in-one email marketing platform to help you grow your business, save time with their seamless experience. Get all your email marketing needs, marketing automation needs, sales, and CRM all in one platform, and you can get started for free. Sign up for their free 14-day trial, no credit card required. Just use our special link 100mba.net/active. Like most things in life and in business, there are benefits and there are drawbacks. In today's question, Chris asks, what are the benefits and drawbacks of selling software? Well, before I get into the answer, I want to highly suggest if you're going to get into software, if you're going to try to sell software, to try out doing something very small at the start, a small software that is very simple, not complicated, so you can get a feel of running a software business or a software product. And I'll explain why in today's episode. So you may want to get started with maybe a very simple WordPress plugin, maybe even a very, very simple mobile app. And the reason why I say start with something small is because I don't want you to start with a huge investment of time and money. I want you to start out with a small investment of time and money so you can feel out if this is the type of business you want. Because it's not for everybody. Creating a software is all about the service you provide your customers. Because once the software is developed, because I know that's a lot of work, creating the actual software, the planning, the coding, the marketing, the packaging, all that stuff is very important. But once the software is ready for use, you're going to have to deal with your customers. You have to serve them and make sure they are happy with your actual software. They're going to have troubleshooting questions. They're going to have installation questions. They're going to have questions and feedback for improvement. And you're going to have to use that feedback to improve the software with your developers. So it's a service-based business really at the end of the day. People stick around and hang on to software, regardless if it's a plugin, an app, a SaaS application like, Webinar Ninja, or maybe something like Buffer app. That's a software that's in the cloud that you just log in using a browser. There's always going to be an element of service where you help your customers use your software and be successful with it. So keep that in mind. If you don't like dealing with people, with the common population, if you have very thin skin and not thick skin, then you need to be aware of this. A lot of the work that we do with Webinar Ninja is making sure our customers are satisfied. And you're going to get people that are not very polite. They're very rough around the edges, and sometimes it's going to rub you the wrong way. You got to stay professional. That's the whole point of a service-based business. Now, let's talk about the benefits and the drawbacks. So let's talk about some of the benefits first. One of the benefits is that you're actually creating a solution. A software is a solution. It helps you perform or do something or help improve a situation pretty much instantly once you start using the software. ActiveCampaign today is our sponsor. They help you with email marketing. It's a tool that you can use immediately and start improving your business by sending great email campaigns. So it's a tool, and people, your customers, recognize it's a tool immediately, and that there's not a lot of investment that they need to do to make an improvement in their life or business. So software has that selling point. There is intrinsic value to it. People feel like, wow, this can help me immediately. Unlike an informational product where they have to actually first learn the stuff, consume the information, implement, and then see the rewards later. It's a lot longer term in terms of getting a win. With software, the win happens a lot quicker. For example, people want to start doing webinars. They sign up for Webinar Ninja. They do their first webinar using Webinar Ninja. They find it easy to use. They have a webinar. It's successful. They got a win. They got what they wanted, and the software helped them get there. So you can see how software is a lot easier to sell than an informational product because you can solve a problem very quickly using the software with very little effort from the user. Another benefit of software is that once you've built the software, you're going to need to improve it, yes, but it's an asset that keeps generating you money. You build it once, and then you can continue to sell it. It's just like an ebook. Yes, you're going to need to improve and fix and update, but that's just maintenance and that's fine. For the most part, it's a shared asset, or it's an asset that you can create once and be able to sell on and on and on. Another benefit to software is that your overhead is a lot less. Now that you could sell software online, people can install it right from their computer. There's no CDs to install or anything like that. So your overhead is quite low. No packaging, no delivery or shipment charges. The transaction is quite easy, especially if it's a SaaS product where it lives in the cloud, where people just have a username and password to sign in and be able to access your software, just like Facebook or Twitter or things like that. That's a SaaS product. Twitter is a software. It's free, but it's a software that you're using on somebody's server on their website. So in that regard, your overhead is low. But let's move on to the drawbacks. Software is one of those businesses where you have to invest at the start. Obviously, because you have to create a product. You have to get developers to create your software. And this is why I really highly recommend with software to go very minimal viable, to have a minimal viable product to sell to your consumers, to your customers, and then improve upon as you grow. So you're going to have to put some money up front to build the software. Also, with every software, there's going to be bugs, and there's going to be people complaining about these bugs. These are just growing pains that you have to go through with software. Every software company goes through this. Go to the App Store on your iPhone and take a look at all these great apps. Companies that have been creating apps forever, software forever. Go to EA Sports, which they have video games on sport games, right? They've been creating video games since the early 80s. Read their reviews. There's bugs. They've been doing this for decades. And they're a huge company with thousands of employees. You might be a small company with just you or maybe a few people. So you're going to have bugs. Because even if you test it yourself, there's going to be situations that other people are going to use the software that you didn't think of, and you may get an error. Just know that it's part of the process. It's okay. You can improve, you can change, you can get your programmers to get on it. The other drawback I talked about before is customer service is huge in software. So you need to make sure that you train the right people that have the right culture in mind. They know exactly how to deal with customers, so that you have satisfied customers, so that when they work with you, when they have questions, they get an answer that they're pleased with. Even if that means something's not working and you're fixing it, they need to know. You need to have a line of communication that's always open. That's not an easy task. That's something that can be very, very daunting that you wouldn't have to deal with in other products, like an informational product. How many emails are you going to get about that? Maybe some login detail emails, but not much. So you're going to have to hire somebody to take care of your customer service. And as you grow, you're going to have to hire more people, not just one person, but a team of customer service reps. So that's one of the things you need to keep in mind. Is a bit of a drawback because it's an unexpected thing that people don't think about. Another drawback of software is getting very inexpensive these days. Back in the day, you could sell a piece of software for thousands of dollars, like the Adobe suite. That's not the case now. You can sell software for about $1,000 maybe a year, or break it down to $100 a month. But people come to expect to spend less on software than they used to. So you need to take this into account in your profit margins. There are other products that you could sell at a very high ticket item like live events, and your profit margins might be higher. So just keep in mind that with software, it's getting more and more competitive. Guys, I got more on this topic or this question from Chris. But before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign is an easy-to-use email marketing service. We just recently started using ActiveCampaign with Webinar Ninja. We absolutely love it. It's super easy to use, and you can pretty much do anything the other major email marketing services do, including marketing automation, sales, and a CRM. You'll be able to get more leads, close deals faster, and build great relationships over email. If you want to give ActiveCampaign a try, do what we did. We took a free trial for 14 days, no credit card is required, and just see if it's good for you. Just use our special link to get your free trial at 100mba.net/active. That's 100mba.net/active. I want to wrap up today's answer to Chris's question, what are the benefits and drawbacks of selling software, with a piece of advice. Again, every business will have drawbacks, will have benefits. You just need to see if those drawbacks are too hard for you personally to take on. A lot of people just don't want to deal with those drawbacks. If that's the case, then maybe you need to move on to a different business model or sell something different. If the drawbacks seem okay for you, if you know how to take care of it, if you feel like it's not overwhelming and the benefits seem quite beneficial to you, then go ahead, give it a try. But again, try it with something small, with a small software that's not complicated. to see if you enjoy that process, because you're really not going to know until you actually do it and actually get your feet wet into selling software. All right, Chris, I hope that answers your question. I hope you enjoyed Q&A Weekends this weekend. Guys, remember, if you want to ask a question, just email us at contact@100mba.net, or you can tweet at me at BizRepublic, BIZRepublic. Also, guys, if you want to give us some feedback, let us know what your favorite episode of the $100 MBA or episodes. You could drop us an iTunes rating and review. If you're on your iPhone, just click on the cover art right now, and you'll see a link that says give us a rating and a review. If you're on your computer, just visit